Britney needs to be rescued. Like, she has to be rescued. I don't want to say this because I'm not speaking for like everyone, but you would have to be stupid if you don't understand Britney's situation. Hi, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to So, What's Trending?
The bi-weekly podcast that brings
the sass, the spicy,
and the serious to lifestyle and entertainment news.
You're supposed to do it with me. Oh. You always forget.
I thought this time you meant just you do it.
No, we talked about this.
Because it throws me off, so I'm just like...
Okay. We talked about this, Jeffrey.
True.
Hey, everyone. How are you doing today? I hope you are having a lovely day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Welcome to episode 1 of So What's Trending? Oh my gosh, we are so excited to be here. This has been a long time coming, considering where we both come from and how we got to where we were then until now. So a little bit about So What's Trending. So What's Trending is a bi-weekly podcast that brings the sass, the spicy, and the serious to lifestyle and entertainment news, hosted by me, Anthony.
And me, Jeffrey.
Yay! So before we actually get started, me and Jeff would love to introduce ourselves and how we actually know each other before we actually get into the nitty-gritty. So, me and Jeff actually go all the way back to college. We had a few classes together, and it's actually very interesting because we actually majored in the same major, but we majored in different pathways. So I majored in production work, you majored in journalism. And we had a few classes together. Like we had, what was it? We had media law.
Mm.
We also had audio editing.
And then, is it like...
We also had like this media, it was like this like basic general education media class.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was rough. It was so early in the morning.
I know. I hated
Teacher, please don't fail me again.
I know.
He's great. He's awesome.
Well, you know what, Jeffrey? We got our degrees, so we get to say, like, we did it.
Exactly.
So, a little bit more about us. So, I'm Anthony. I am one of the co-hosts for So What's Trending. I am a personal matchmaker, and I am also a lifestyle blogger for my own personal blog, West Bloom Avenue. And I also have a cat. He is amazing. I literally adopted him like 2 weeks ago. So his name is Congress. He is a 5-year-old Siamese. You can follow him on Instagram. You can follow him at Congress Bombay. I know, I'm one of those people. Come on now. I had to. He was so cute.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people. But you guys will see it as my opinions grow on pets. It's only because I'm allergic to everything, guys.
Sadly.
It's not that I don't love people. And I love people more than pets. I'm one of the weird ones. That's why I chose this path. That's why I'm here. And it's exciting to be here with you, Anthony. And I can't wait to get to our... our love and relationship discussions.
I know. I'm so excited. Well, hello, Jeff. You need to talk about yourself, too. Come on. It can't be about the Anthony. This is not the Anthony show.
Yes. And so I'm Jeffrey. I'm hopefully a future EGOT winner. I do act. I do public speak. I've been doing the speech and debate thing. I used to do that. I done radio. I've done podcasts now for a couple years now, and this is something I've always wanted to do, and hopefully you guys would see other surprises, things like writing, things like acting, things that may pop up, and you guys can also go along with me through that journey. And as we talk about our opinions, you'll hear more of my story, and I'm excited to share that. So thank you guys.
That's my Jeffrey. So, just to end it off, of how me and Jeff met, we met in college. We both just had similar, like, common interests, whether that was reality TV, what's going on in the media, and just really relating with what the entertainment news is going on about. And we really just love talking about it because if it's not our tea, we love talking about the tea. And after college, of course, we tried to keep in touch the best we could. I don't know if you guys know, but something called COVID decided to rain on our parade. So we did like not touch base for a while. And then when Jeffrey was doing his thing and I was doing my thing, I always knew that I wanted to do a podcast. But then I was like, I don't really know if I can do a podcast by myself. I really love talking to other people and I love talking. It's like a conversation between me and another person, so it'll feel more natural. I'm not trying to force anything. And I literally reached out to who I thought was the best person to reach out to, Jeff. And he was more than happy to join along this crazy, crazy ride.
Which is a really interesting thing because my dream has always been, I love talking panels. I'm one of those nerds you could catch me on, if not in entertainment, some kind of seminar of some sort. I like that stuff. And especially things like The View, The Talk, E! News, and so where people have this discussion. So when he said this, I said, this is something I've always wanted to do. And with Anthony, it's crazy. He brings in awesome energy and amazing, like, thoughts and things. And it's awesome to hear both of us because we are also 10 years apart from each other. So,
I
or
mean,
about, right?
you could have not
But,
said it, but the cat's out
but
of the bag.
yeah, but I mean, I'm older. I say that because I think now you guys can relate to both of us or one of us, and we're here for that journey. And you guys will be surprised on how much we do agree on. And I think you guys are going to love it.
Yes, and I'm so excited because it's finally here. Please forgive me and my I told him a little bit earlier, it's like first day jitters. Like, this is something which it's like we're not pretending anymore, Jeff. Literally after we record, we're gonna edit this and then we're gonna post it. Like So I'm very excited to get started. Once again, please follow us on our social media at So What's Trending Podcast so you can get the latest updates with what's trending and with what's going on with our personal lives, because we also have social medias of our own, but you'll know a little about that later. I think we're just blabbing at this point.
No, and it's good. And so just to give you guys on what's happening on this show, right? We're gonna have awesome segments that my awesome co-host is gonna explain. And we'll have Spilling the Reality, which he'll explain later, with the awesome Erika Jayne story and things are coming up with all that.
Ooh.
And then we also have our very exciting hot seat, which also would be explained by Anthony once we get there, with many stories, including the whole Jay-Z Beehive and Trick Daddy insulting the Beehive and Beyonce. And we'll get more into that. And then we'll also, of course, start with the wonderful So What's Trending, about the Free Britney and really how it's affecting everybody and how's it affecting her. And to start that off, I'll give you Anthony.
So let's get started with our first segment. So, what's trending? In this segment, we basically talk about what's trending and report it back to you and what we have to say about it. So, my lovely co has already revealed what we're going to talk about. we got to talk about Britney Spears. I mean,
Yes.
I need to tell everyone right now, the day that we are recording this, which is Wednesday, June 23rd, Britney is going to court and she had her statement. So according to Variety, in a 24-minute statement against the conservatorship she's lived under for 13 years, Britney Spears sounded off before a Los Angeles probate judge, Brenda Penny, saying that she wants to sue her family and that she was abused by her previous therapist, among multiple other accusations. She also said when she was okay in Instagram posts she shared over the year, "I was in denial," quoted Britney Spears. Shortly after her statement, the court recessed, and after its return, the transmission was stopped. Wednesday's hearing came after years of near silence on the issue from the singer, although the New York Times published a report earlier this week citing private legal documents that state she has been trying to end the conservatorship for several years, citing mismanagement by her father and the extreme legal costs involved. So before we actually ask a question, according to Harper's Bazaar, a lot of people, of course, probably don't even follow Britney Spears. So they're probably like, what's going on with Britney? I didn't know anything about this. So what happened is that Britney was put under conservatorship following her very public breakdown in 2008. Remember when she shaved her head and she attacked someone's car with an umbrella? So at the time, Jamie petitioned courts for an emergency temporary conservatorship, alluding to the fact that his daughter was unable to properly care and manage for herself and her mental health struggles. Harper's Bazaar also stated that Jamie was given the legal right to oversee and make decisions regarding Britney's finances, health, business deals, and personal life, which he managed up to 2019, leaving Britney fans question whether it was Britney's best interest. So, Jeffrey Valdivieso. I don't know if I'm even saying your last name right.
You're saying it close enough.
Close enough.
Like that.
So,
hard last name.
I have a lot to say personally, but I need to ask you. My question is, does Britney need to be rescued?
Well, yes. Is there an answer as hell yes? You just feel for the girl. I mean, even since the Hulu documentary, the whole is it Who's Framing Britney Spears? What was it called?
Framing Britney Spears.
Who's Framing Britney Spears? And just all this media that has come out recently, and now understanding and now being in the culture of really thinking of what we're saying, what we're doing, are all about how much pressure not only we put on her, but how inappropriate we were with her. And as people, we should have spoke up, and now it's our time. She needs help. We're hoping she gets that help. So, Anthony, what do you think about this?
Oh my goodness, where to begin? I mean, literally, Britney needs to be rescued. She has to be rescued. I don't want to say this because I'm not speaking for everyone, but you would have to be stupid if you don't understand Britney's situation. I mean, if you think about it, Britney is 39 years old, and there are so many things under the conservatorship that she's not allowed to do. She's not allowed to drive. She's not allowed to buy coffee. And she's not allowed to see her boyfriend without permission from her father, who is the conservator. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yes. So it's literally been legal for now 13 years, because I don't want to say this, a lot of people have been calling her dad a deadbeat, because this was something that people think has been unbelievably sick. They say that what he did when he petitioned the court to put her under conservatorship, a lot of people questioned if that was Britney's best interest. Britney went to court today. This was Britney's first time ever telling the courts that her father forced her to literally keep an IUD in her body so that she can't have children. She was forced to lie on Instagram videos that telling that she's happy and I'm fine and I love my fans. It was denial. Allegedly, they forced her to go to an abusive therapist in a very public building so that someone can call paparazzi so they can literally take photos of her crying after her sessions. They forced her to go to treatment centers. They forced her to do world tours that she didn't want to do. Money from the world tour was taken from Britney's father to hire lawyers so that she could still be under control. Again, this is all allegedly. But this is I'm so sorry, but that's a messed up BS.
Yes.
If you live in Los Angeles, California, you would know that there was a whole rally going on in downtown LA outside the courthouse. And when I tell you, I was pissed that I couldn't go because I was in the other side of town, but I was living at the same time. I was living. People are behind Britney. They want Britney freed. They're hashtagging free Britney. Britney needs to be rescued. That's all I'm going to say because I can keep going on.
You're so right. And just because her boyfriend looks like he's Superman doesn't make him either her superhero either. So let's get that straight, guys. She needs a lot more of professional help.
On a matchmaker point of view, I totally approve this match. I really do.
It's not that I don't approve. I just don't think he can do it alone. He's younger than her. He hasn't been in the fame light as much as her. And he's really not educated.
But when you think about it, he could be the key to free Britney. He could be the key.
I feel like he's doing a wonderful job, and I really do believe that he's not doing this for money, but I think he can't do it alone. He's a sweet dude, and I appreciate him for that, and I think he is good for her, so I do agree. But I do think there's a lot more going under this, and he needs a lot more help. So I do understand of being the key, right? He's like the introduction of what can be something better. I mean, because she has been better since with him. I mean, reports even say that he does try to tell her to go to her doctor's appointments and therapist appointments and things like that, and he's all about health, so it all works out. So
just to end on this really, really talkative subject in which we can go on hours and hours about, Britney Spears ended with comments saying, and I quote, according to CNN Entertainment, basically this conservatorship is doing me way more harm than good. I deserve to have a life. I worked my whole life. I feel ganged up on. I feel bullied. I feel left out and alone. I'm tired of feeling alone. I deserve to have the same rights as anybody, end quote. According to CNN Entertainment, following her remarks, the court took a recess and then stopped the public audio feed of the hearing, citing live tweetings of the proceedings that have taken place against guidelines from the court. And this is allegedly a previously scheduled court hearing is next set for July 14th. So we will definitely keep on tabs in regards to Britney. But if you do want to know more about Free Britney and read Britney Spears' statement against the conservatorship, you can go to variety.com.
Exactly. Go ahead and log on and look for all of that. Please save her so we can watch her perform again.
Yes.
You'll find it in the info.
I'm ready. So, even though I would love to talk about Britney, there are so many other things we need to talk about, which brings us to our next segment, Hot Takes. In this segment, we bring you the inside scoop of the latest trending breaking news that is going on in our world today and report it back to you. Our first hot take story talks about Joy Behar. Joy Behar? Behar? Behar?
It's Behar. You know who she is.
I know who she is, but you need to explain what happened because I'm just like, no, this is the wall. Exactly. I'm just like this.
So it's a very weird, bittersweet turnaround story. It starts off with something very beautiful. Football player Carl Nassib from the NFL who plays for the Las Vegas Raiders has recently come out on his Instagram as gay. And he did it through a beautiful and you know, right on time for Pride Month. And he did it in a very beautiful
Very
announcement,
straightforward.
very straightforward. And it was awesome. It was calm. And I've never seen anyone come out this way. I mean, he didn't even have tears in his eyes. It was at his beautiful home in West Pennsylvania. You know, he's a 28-year-old with a lot of success right now. And that's just a really strong beginning of that story. And The View, as you guys know, Joey Behar is one of the main hosts there, and she was doing an awesome thing. She has a really, if you guys don't watch the show, she has a huge and strong LGBT plus community, and she's a very like raunchy, racy kind of, you know, comic. She's been a comedian for many years. She decided to make a very inappropriate joke, which was after they said penetration on the end zone, they lost me. All the other co-hosts, including Sunny and Anna, were very uncomfortable, and Megan was giving her the eyes of death. So it was very interesting. How about you? What do you think about this?
As someone a part of the LGBTQ plus community, first off, out of anything you could have said, you had to say that. Out of any time to do it, you do it during Pride Month. Some people can like counter argue and say like, oh, maybe she was just coming from like a place of a comedic background. It was supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to be something in which I just wanted to like make people laugh. But at the end of the day, this is just coming from me. This is something in which you literally could have just said like, we're proud of him. It was very straightforward. Like my co said, it was very straightforward. It was very beautiful. He did it at his hometown. Hopefully this can be something in which it would be used as the stepping stone for other people and not be afraid. But no, you had to literally go and say that comment. Anything you could have said, you said after they said penetration in the end zone, they
I
lost
think,
me.
yeah, I think it's a really big deal. At first, I was like, it's just a joke. And guys, there's a lot of mixed feelings about this. There's a lot of older gays who are for her, and they've been supporting her, and she's been supporting them. She has given money in the past. She's been strong in the gay community. You watch the show, you know, she's really close friends with other gay comedians. I mean, she's tight with them. But it was, I mean, you could even tell she saw it, right? She saw it in her eyes, and then it was like, oops, don't
Ooh.
show that on air. Please wrap that up. Don't show that. It's a beautiful thing. Please support him. And they changed the topic. And all we have to say to that is you live and you learn, and hopefully she's learning. She
And
knows.
what I have to say about it is, Carl, you are literally so brave to come out. And we are so grateful for your bravery and for your courage. We are so happy to see what you coming out will do for the people who are still in the closet. And more importantly, we will see what will happen in the future for you. And on behalf of me and my co, we hope for nothing but the best. Rapper Trick Daddy. So, for people who don't know, rapper Trick Daddy draws backlash for dissing Jay-Z and saying that Beyonce can't sing. According to People.com, Trick Daddy has some choice critiques when it comes to Beyonce and Jay-Z, alleging that Beyonce can't sing and Jay-Z never won the greatest rapper alive title. Allegedly, during a chat that took place on Clubhouse per Hollywood Unlocked, Trick Daddy criticized the flawless singer because she sees money. And she ain't trying to give back to music or nothing. Beyonce don't write music and barely can sing her mother effing self. Man, I watched my godmama train Beyonce vocal lessons all her career. I'm gonna give an unpopular opinion right now. Beyonce is to R&B what Jay-Z is to New York. That's why they together. Jay-Z ain't never won the greatest rapper alive who ever put him on a level like that. End quote. Now, as y'all know, the Beehive went in. To make matters worse, he wasn't afraid to go after the Beehive either. Allegedly,
I can't even.
I hate roaches more than bees. I don't think that's the actual quote, but it had something to do with on the lines of I hate roaches more than bees.
And those that do watch Love and Hip Hop Miami know that he's very, very, very close to cooking, and he does have a restaurant. And the Beehive still went after that. I mean, giving him 1 to 2 stars, and he still said, "I'm sticking to my words." Much respect to Trick Daddy. I don't know if I would ever do that. I've seen her perform live. I can tell you she does have a wonderful voice. Do I think she's the best R&B singer? No, but I do think she's one of the best performers out there in the game. I'm more of an old school, Patti
Yeah.
LaBelle and Shaka Khan, but I'm saying in the sense of performing, she is amazing. I get it. Or I do agree on the Jay-Z rap thing, but that's another.
I guess what I have to
guess,
say about it is just like people have the right to free of speech, but you need to be careful what you're going to say. Some people are not going to be afraid to go after you. And what I mean by that is, first of all, we're talking about the Beyonce Knowles. So if you're going to go after someone like her, just be prepared that there is going to be a beehive coming. And when I mean a beehive, I mean a beehive. In this instance with Trick Daddy, they went after the restaurant. It was just like hounded by the beehives.
Mhm. No, part of me still respects Trick Daddy. I think he just wants clout. He knew that was gonna get him whatever. And we're ready to see you again in Love and Hip Hop Miami. I'm ready. I love Amara La Negra. I love, you know, um, Trina, and so I'm ready for that to start again. I don't know if I agree 100% with everything Trick Daddy said, but I do respect that at least he's sticking to his guns, and that's all I'm gonna say, I guess.
This is going to probably keep on going until it goes to the point where something is going to happen, where it's going to be so huge in which it's going to come to a stop.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happened. We'll keep tabs on that story as well, also along with the other stories we've been keeping tabs with. But the next hot take story we need to talk about is Safaree. According to Hot New Hip Hop, Safaree Samuel hasn't been having the best month after his estranged wife, Erika Jayne, filed for divorce. But now Safaree is presently under fire for his most recent tweet on Twitter, in which he tells his followers that he's about to start bleaching his skin. Starting my skin bleaching process today, it's time for change. With the black and white praying hands emoji. Now, when I tell you that some people have already told Safaree that they unfollowed, you'd be surprised how many others were quick to back him up. So that being said, if you look at us, we pretty tan.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on this, on him bleaching his skin?
I've been there. I haven't done that. I learned to love my skin now, but I understand where these people are coming from when fair skin and light skin are looked as beautiful. I thought he knew better than that, and especially where he comes, which is I believe Jamaica. Because I watched the Love and Hip Hop New York, and and even like Atlanta, they had an episode with his other friend struggling with the same thing, and she released a record, and it's something they talked about in the islands, and the reason he is doing it is because he wants to also start a skin bleaching business down where he's from. And so Safaree, I hope this makes sense. I know you're going through a lot. I love your wife, Erika Jayne, a lot, lot, lot. But this is not what you need to do. And I hope it's a prank, and I hope people know. And it scares me that it's getting mixed reviews, that some people are supporting him. But, to each his own, and we need to learn to love dark skin.
Right, of course. So, what I say to everyone, be proud of your race, be proud of your color. I really encourage everyone that when it comes to giving yourself the self love that you deserve, that includes not only giving yourself the mental love, it also includes giving yourself the physical love. And sadly, I don't believe in today's modern society a lot of people do that. And we need to start doing that. Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense to me. And I'm on that boat. And it takes a little while for some of us to get there, but it does happen and you will get there. Trust me. And yeah, because it's I'm Latino and it's happened on my end, friends and family, but it's also because I look very native and
Mhm.
I'm very brown. But also I grew up in an Asian populated area where they still talked about my skin like I was. And so I understand that culture a lot now. But now I embrace it, I love it, and no one can be you but you. And you shouldn't change that.
Absolutely. So, that being said, that is the end of hot takes, but not to worry, we are wrapping up with our last segment, Spilling the Reality. As reality TV show aficionados, me and my co just love talking about tea that's not our own. And we definitely love talking about it and delivering it back to you. So, Erika Jayne.
Mm.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. There's a lot going on. Divorce, ex-husband, everything going on with lawsuits. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk. Oh, man. So if you guys do not know, Erika Jayne is, very much an entertainer that comes from the Beverly Hills Housewives franchise. And she has recently filed from divorce. Well, it started with the divorce from her husband, who is many years her senior. Uh, right? 30 years her senior.
Yeah, I don't know how old Erika
Girardi.
is, but I know that her now going to be ex-husband, Tom Girardi, is like 81.
81. Yeah. And so
And I
he's
think she's like 49. So I think you are right, 31 years.
so it's like it's very much her senior. He's a prosecution lawyer and he was held up to a quite awesome regard, saving people from awesome lawsuits and chemical plants and things that were just great. And so she divorces him. It's a big shock for all of us because on the show and outside the show, they were very much in love still, supposedly, accordingly, allegedly. And then after the divorce came the big spill that Tom Girardi actually made extra money because he hasn't paid back a lot of his clients of cases he's won, including one that includes a plane crash of loved ones and actual people on that plane crash. And it was a huge settlement that nobody got back. And so now it gets into a really tricky situation, which is basically, do you think she knew, or better yet, do you think anything your partner does also involves you?
Okay, so this is very hard because my lovely accepting heart wants to believe that she didn't know. But at the same time, when you think about it, there's so much going on in her life besides what's going on with her going to be ex-husband Tom Girardi. So according to people.com, picking up where things left off last week on the Wednesday episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erika quoted, "My life drastically changed this week. I let go of my Lamborghini. I let go of my 16,000 square foot home. I let go of my marriage. I let go of everything. I literally made a decision that I had to. I left because he pushed me further and further out. the conversations that I used to have were now reduced down to a sentence or two. I just kept walking around that house and knowing that this marriage was heading down a really S-word path. I had to make a choice to do what was right for me. I couldn't live that way anymore. So, with everything that she said on The Real Housewives, you want to believe that maybe she just didn't know. But another half of me is trying to play devil's advocate, and it's like, come on, Anthony. She had to have known some things. Let's say she did know. It's not her allegation, though. She's the partner, now ex partner, of the person who is literally being the accused. So it's a very layered on layered on layer story. And, you know, my heart goes out to Erika because a lot is going on in her life, you know, moving out from that beautiful home, leaving behind a Lamborghini, leaving behind a lifestyle she just absolutely just loved, to now where it's like she's letting go of literally everything. And then on top of that, there is just scandals of like, you knew what Tom did. You need to be held responsible. You need to have jail time. In my little forgiving heart, I just want to believe she just didn't know. But at the same time, it's like, come on, you need to have known something was going on. You need to know why he was giving you such big allowances.
On the right page, because I think I'm kind of on the both, you know. You can't be blamed for your partner's mistakes, but sometimes I'm like, you know about their mistakes, so maybe you can be blamed. If you're really that dedicated to each other, you must have known just a little of what was happening, not all the information, but just enough to be like, there's something here, this is wrong, this feels wrong, you know what I mean? And so,
because my heart wants to believe that when her going to be ex-husband was giving her these big like amounts of money,
yes,
I want to believe that it was like, oh, my husband won a case and he's really helping me out in regards to my career and wants to make sure that I'm happy. But at the other point, wouldn't you want to know where that money's coming from?
I want to say like not necessarily sometimes. I mean, when you live in that world, as long as it's coming often, you really don't question it, you know. But I definitely do. I can see how you can know and are interested and would figure things out like that. But I don't know. I feel like maybe she knew allegedly, right? Allegedly.
Yeah.
Um, I really hope she did it. I really hope she's, you know, because in this week's episode, she really says, I don't. But she had to do a lot of stuff that was a little suspicious when separating from him or divorcing him in order to keep a lot of assets, you know. So.
It is just something in which we really need to follow the tabs because it's such a layered story from the divorce to the embezzlement claims, you know. Because you also need to realize when Erika filed for divorce from her going to be ex-husband Tom, that was last November. And the attorney has since been connected to multiple lawsuits, one of which includes Tom and Erika being accused of embezzlement. And like you said before, the whole thing with one of the stories being a plane crash, you know. And then their legal woes are now being subject to an ABC News Originals documentary titled The Housewife and the Hustler.
Wow.
So it's just something in which it's like, it's so layered to where, in my opinion, I'm glad it's not my tea, but girl, oh
Yeah,
girl, damn.
together. Are you giving this stuff away because you don't want anything to do with it, or are you giving this money because you know your husband's gonna have to pay?
Right.
So it's a very.
I'm really on a crossroads, and I really hate saying that because literally like 50 minutes ago, I was literally talking about like free Britney. But in this situation, like she's dealing with like allegedly being part of the embezzlement. She's dealing with this divorce. She's dealing with moving from this lavish lifestyle that she was literally living.
It's crazy. It's huge. I hope she can get it together. We'll definitely keep tabs on, and we definitely will keep this exciting story going, and we'll update you the more they release, little by little. And it's an intense story. And also, thank you guys for joining us, right? Thank you. It's
Oh
our
my
first
God.
episode.
A lot of jitters, a lot of me literally, like what I'm doing right now. I'm just like,
It's cool, and it's something that comes from practice, and
yes.
you're getting there, and you did phenomenal. You have more energy than I can ever
Oh,
give, even when I
okay.
like, yeah, even when I try to speak up, it's like your energy is just so infectious, and I hope you guys feel that through the air, and really feel that because he loves this, and I love it too, and
Okay, you're being so
yeah.
sweet.
No,
Stop
you're
it. Stop
good.
it.
You did awesome, and the more we
You
do
did
this,
awesome too, Co. You did
thank you,
awesome too.
thank you.
So, although you will be seeing us in 2 weeks because we are a bi weekly podcast, you can literally follow us on our social medias. So, if you want to follow everything regarding the podcast, you can go on Instagram, Facebook at So What's Trending Podcast. It's at So What's Trending Podcast. And not only that, you guys, but you can also follow us on our personal social media accounts. You can follow me at Matchmaker Anthony.
And me at Jeff A. Valdivieso, which would also be on our bio, so check that out as
Yeah,
well.
so if you guys just like go to that description down there and just like copy, paste it, boom, perfect, done. Although on Twitter, my at is Anthony Canapi because apparently Matchmaker Anthony was too long of a username. Rip.
No, you're good. And so if you guys have any of those questions with this, have stories you guys desperately want us to talk about, go ahead and hit us up on any of those accounts. We're here for you, and hit us up everywhere.
I feel like I did so terrible today.
No, you did. Everything was here, and I hope guys, you keep with us and believe in us, and just keep trucking because we're here for you guys, and it always gets better. But thank you so much, and
Thank you so much, you
thank you,
guys.
Co,
We are so,
and
thank you, Kel. You
thank you,
did so great.
world. You guys are amazing, and
We are so excited to where this journey is gonna go.
and yeah. So get that cup. Enjoy your tea. Take a sip and come along.
Follow us on our social medias. And remember, in the words of Anna Akana, stay awesome, Gotham.
Woohoo!
Enter the intro music, which is our outro music.
Woohoo!
And then this is the part where I edit myself and we're like slowly fading away.